Welcome to the Southern New Hampshire University Week in Review, where we recap the past week's events in Penmen athletics. Women's basketball split a pair of games last week against St. Anselm College and Franklin Pierce University. The Penmen fell on the road to the Hawks 71-62 on Wednesday before clinching a playoff berth with an 83-68 win at Pierce Saturday. Kylie Lorenzen posted a monster double-double on Wednesday, but it was not enough to lead Southern New Hampshire past its Queen City rivals. Lorenzen went for a game-high 29 points and tied a career high with 16 rebounds in the setback. She also added a pair of steals and blocked 2 shots, as she was the only Penman to reach double figures. Saturday saw SNHU bounce back in a big way with a 15-point win over the Ravens. Southern New Hampshire raced out to an 11-point edge after a quarter of play and never looked back as it punched its ticket to the postseason for the second straight year. Victoria Dean led the Penmen with 14 points off the bench, while Gianna Russell added 13 in the triumph. Lorenzen poured in a dozen with 5 boards in 16 minutes of action, while Sarah Dio and Carly Ziliak tallied 11 and 10 respectively. After Tuesday's regular season finale, women's hoop will either host the number 5 seed in the Southwest Division or hit the road and square up with the 4th seed in the opposite bracket on Friday. On the men's side, Southern New Hampshire was swept by a pair of Northeast 10 Northeast Divisional foes last week. Men's hoop opened with a 71-67 defeat to St. Anselm before stumbling at Franklin Pierce 80-69. Dayday Andrews went for 30 points Wednesday, but it was not enough as the Penmen saw an 11-point lead slip away late against the 20th ranked Hawks. Andrews hit on a career-high 6 3-pointers and grabbed 7 boards, while Eamon Joyce posted a double-double of 13 and 11. Sean Montague also had a double-double with losing effort on 10 points and 12 rebounds. Andrews again went for 30 on Saturday, but Southern New Hampshire was unable to climb out of a 10-point halftime hole and dropped its 3rd straight to the Ravens. Andrews added 4 assists and 3 rebounds to his line against Franklin Pierce, and Justin Lacey turned in his first career double-double on 14 points and 10 rebounds, both of which are career highs. Men's basketball looks to secure its own postseason berth Tuesday, as it will need to top Assumption College and get a little help from the Hawks in their game against Stonehill. Shifting gears to baseball now, where the Penmen swept their way through Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. Southern New Hampshire picked up 5 wins against LIU Post, Mercy College, Concordia College, the University of Bridgeport, and St. Thomas Aquinas College. Sam Henry hit .348 with a homer, 9 RBI, and 5 runs scored to lead the offense. Jake Coro hit at a .385 clip with an inside-the-park homer, 2 RBI, and 5 runs scored, while Josh Zaberski turned in a .357 trip that included a long ball, 4 RBI, and a pair of runs scored. Baseball is back in action Saturday when it heads to Shepherd University for a twin bill starting at noon. To the turf we go, where men's lacrosse picked up its first win of the young season against Molloy College. Southern New Hampshire used a 6-goal second quarter to distance itself from the Lions and even their record at 1-1 with a 13-9 triumph. Stephen Dubois and Tristan Peets each buried 4 goals to lead the Penmen attack. Alex Sturgis steered aside 14 of the 23 shots he faced to pick up his first win in the Penmen cage. Men's lacrosse hits the road this weekend when it heads to Mercy College for a 2 o'clock tilt with the Mavericks. Ice hockey wrapped up the week by punching its ticket to the Northeast 10 Conference Championship Final on Saturday. Southern New Hampshire earned its first postseason win in 5 seasons with a 3-2 victory over St. Michael's College, securing a spot in the final against St. Anselm. The Penmen fell behind early before a pair of second-period tallies pushed them ahead 2-1. Andy Somerville redirected a shot off the stick of Joe Fiorino to knot things up before Cole Stewart rifled home the go-ahead goal. After the Purple Knights evened the score late in the second, Artem Afimov-Barakov sent Southern New Hampshire to the final with a wicked wrister at 13:55 of the 3rd. Ice hockey will look for its second Northeast 10 championship on Saturday when it heads to the Hilltop for a 1 o'clock puck drop. That's it for this week's Southern New Hampshire University Week in Review. Check back next week for a full recap of this week's events in Penmen athletics.